Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In an authentic hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam once said to take advantage of 5 blessings before they are taken away from you or before you're deprived from them. And these 5 blessings are to take advantage of your health before your illness, your youth before your old age, your riches before your poverty, your free time before your work, and your life before your death. I just finished training and I think health before illness is definitely a big one that a lot of people neglect nowadays. And I'm not even saying, oh, go gym, go gym. There's a specific influencer that I have in mind whose philosophy I really love when it comes to fitness and the way he thinks about it, the way he puts his impact out on the world and the way he presents his philosophies. I'm talking about the knees over toes guy. He had I think he had like a surgery on his right knee and on his left knee, and then his right knee was about to need it, and he was told that his right knee would never fully bend again or something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but his approach to fitness and the way it should be implemented into society as a whole, I think is probably the best holistic approach that I have seen in the modern age. Because look, yeah, not everyone's gonna be focused on getting into gym and getting our body into shape and be looking all perfect and cold like these influencers you see when half of them are on steroids and that, but let me not even get into that. But it's not something you should neglect at all. Over the summer, I'd really like to start training knees over toes style a lot more, because nowadays, to be honest, most people focus on what is that they want to do with their fitness and all of that rather than what they actually need. And whilst that's perfectly fine, because when we're young we can get away with that, not having that habit going into old age can be a very big detriment. Because if I'm not training certain ranges of motion, sure, right now I might be able to get into them still, but when I get older I'm going to really struggle. So I want to switch to that knees over toes guy training, so that when I'm short on time I can focus on what I need rather than what I want. Because right now I've just been training calisthenics mostly, so when I don't have a lot of time to train, my go-to is calisthenics. I'd like to swap that to be a bit more knees over toes guy focused and more functionally focused, just so I have that habit as I get older and as I have a job and as I have more responsibilities and as I have less time and I'm short on time. I'd really like the focus to be on maintaining my functional health, so things like mobility, even strength as well, don't get twisted, and calisthenic strength as well, but more specifics to things like the ATG split squat, flexibility, all of that stuff. Because yeah, focusing on what we want is okay now because we're young, alhamdulillah, but remember, take advantage of your 5 before 5, health before your illness. Yeah, I have good health now, let me use that to build habits that will help me maintain it as I grow older. Your health is a very, very important thing, and if you don't take care of it, other areas of your life will struggle. So even if you're thinking, oh, all I need to do is take care of my obligatory act, you need your health for that. In order to go into sajda, in order to pray, in order to do all of these things, you need your health to be at a certain level. You don't need it to be crazy high, you don't need it to be world-class athlete, but there's a base level that you need, and I think the standards that he sets are very, very good for a functional body, especially moving into old age. So I think he said his mum is 70 years old and she can still fully sprint and all of that, and mashallah is very good. But yeah, use your health before your illness comes and use your health to prepare yourself in the future for those times. In the summer, I want to completely change the way I train to one that is way more in line with his training philosophy. Obviously, it's not going to be completely in line with it because I have my own other goals in that, which is perfectly fine, by the way. Like, he is very functional, flexible, strong in terms of his body weight ratio as well. I think his philosophy is very, very holistic for the general person, and if you can complete all of his standards that he sets, you'll be a very, very competent person with a very highly functional body. So it's not even necessarily about making your entire life revolve around fitness and all of that, but it's very, 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 very imperative you take care of your health, because knock-on effects to your mental health. If your mental health is declining, the way you perceive the world will become more negative, and that will hurt your spiritual health. You get it? They're all tied in with one another. But yeah, as I was saying, during the summer, I really want to do a lot more of his exercises and all of that, and just make sure I build that base first before I go and chase any of my own sort of personal wants. So for me, my personal wants are mainly with calisthenics. So my journey into working out, or my journey into fitness, was from when I was in year 8. So it was lockdown, and like we were doing like home workouts, and then I couldn't do a push-up, and I remember I was just sitting in my room crying about it, and then my brother came And that sort of sparked my whole fitness journey. And I saw a video of a guy doing a muscle up and I was thinking, raw, that is cold. So inshallah one day I'll be able to do it. I was working on that today. I'm gonna need to grab my bands off of my brother there, because I was just deeping that I really need them to strengthen the parts that I can't do right now. But yeah, in the summer I want to build those habits that he teaches, because then when I get older I don't really have as much time to train. Rather than purely just focusing on the calisthenics, which is what I want, I can focus on what is necessary for me to function, what is necessary for me to have a highly performing body as I move into old age. And building that habit from now, that will serve me very well in the long run, inshallah. But yeah, just a quick reminder about health. Take care of it. That will knock on effects to your mental and spiritual health if you don't. We're taught in Islam to be very balanced. Don't neglect this area of your life. It's very, very important. Make sure you get outdoors. Don't just be inside all day. And yeah, man, live life. Make sure you're enjoying yourself, but make sure you're working and you're praying. Keep it pushing. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.